Hi friends and family and fellow Trinity Western University alumni. I am here at our school. I am here at my favorite building, the Robert Thompson building. And in fact, it was here when I walked through these doors back in 1981. My dad, we came up from Ontario. My dad took me into this building and he said, Judy, if you have a chance to learn from this man while you're here at Trinity Western University, I'll consider your education worthwhile. So I took every one of Dr. Bob's classes that I could. I was a business major, but ended up having a political science minor, I think. Anyway, it was a great experience. I loved having him in class. He was probably the most fascinating teacher I ever had because Dr. Bob had first-hand stories of history in the making. And then he'd invite our conservative club back to his cottage, and our executive would go to his cottage in the Straits of Juan de Fuca, and he'd sit and we'd watch him open his mail from around the world, or we'd watch the news and he'd tell us the story of what happened in the news, you know, the news before the news. So that was always fascinating. And of course, he was so good to my sisters and I. Janice thinks she's the favorite, but I was the favorite. But it was such a blessing when he came to my wedding, and he and his new wife. We miss Hazel and we miss Evelyn. We miss them both, and we miss Dr. Bob. But here we are at his archives. They've got some new political posters up for him, a little bit about his political career, a little bit about Dr. Robert Thompson, leader of the Social Credit Party, a little bit on political cartoons. So this is great. We need to get that flag in, that Canadian ensign that the Prime Minister gave Dr. Bob, because he was part of the committee for the new flag for Canada. He presented Dr. Bob, Uncle Bob, with the last Canadian ensign to fly over Parliament. So let's get that back in here. But great to be back at my school, praying for all the students as I begin a new school year, praying for my husband as he starts a new school year teaching here at Trinity Western University. And God bless our school, and thank you, God, for the life of Dr. Bob, Uncle Bob.